Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line. My name is Andres Ramirez, and I'm here with my good friend and co host, Mr. Zach Houston Scott. How are you, man?
Hey, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Can't complain. It's beautiful. Well, I guess what should we tell them what days we usually record? Like middle of the week, Thursday, Friday, or
How about when we reach episode, what's a good milestone? 50?
50?
I
That
mean, we're in
sounds
episode 11. I forgot to mention last week was our 10th episode, believe it or not.
jeez. So we've been doing this for 11 weeks now. Huh.
Yeah. And I mean, personally, it has flown by, but it's also been really fun. Just talking movies, Last of Us. Oh boy. It's been a crazy 11 weeks for the industry, all things
Yeah.
considered.
You're telling me. I mean, with real world politics. Yeah, it is politics. What am I talking about coming into play?
Oh, you
So
mean with the tariffs?
did we touch about that briefly last week? I don't remember.
No, because it got announced on Sunday, right? It got announced on Sunday night
Yeah,
into Monday.
true.
Yeah.
That's literally how fast things have gone since then because we dropped that episode on Sunday before he announced
Yeah.
it. So,
I
yeah,
mean,
we'll just wait and see. That's all I gotta say on that matter.
I think just talking briefly about it, I think it's also like a proposal, but it hasn't been fully established. Like,
Yeah,
is it on the budget, on the box office? Like, I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it could really change the industry and how we budget things and how things are filmed. Uh, what I do hope is, if that's the case, that it leads to more opportunities for independent filmmakers in the US, maybe with a federal fund or more grants or more competitions like the ones you guys have in BC, Story Hive. I think that would be beneficial to promote more filmmaking in the US without the need of doing it through film festivals such as Sundance Labs or stuff like that. But yeah.
yeah,
Interesting developments for sure.
definitely. But just last thing on that matter, I will say is that the White House seemed to have pushed back a little bit on it, says they're not clearly defined, and regardless of like Hollywood ambassador John Voight says, I don't. We'll just have to wait and see more than anything about how it's going to play out. And, maybe this is just something where it's meant to entice a reaction, get people talking, and then nothing happens. And just for
Well,
the record, we're not political people on this show, but
no, no,
just,
no, no. I mean, I was gonna say even one of of the Hollywood ambassadors, Mel Gibson, he's shooting The Passion of Christ too. I guess this Resurrection of Christ in Rome, in Italy. So, is he going? Is if that gets affected, will that change that movie? And I don't know. I think it's an interesting dynamic, but it's for the best is wait and see. And if it does happen or if it doesn't happen, even if it doesn't happen, I just hope that maybe this is a wake up call for institutions to give more opportunities to upcoming filmmakers and support the independent film market, because back in the 90s they supported the filmmakers like, what's his name, he directed Silver Linings Playbook, Spike Lee, uh,
oh, David O.
David O.
Russell.
Russell. But the indie market really supported people like that, and hopefully that could be replicated in this decade, maybe with more
Yeah.
aids. And especially in California, I was reading that the average location is about $6,000, which is insane for a day. I mean, I don't know how it is in Vancouver, for example, but I presume it's cheaper than $6,000. But I do think, and I hope that we get to shoot movies in LA again, and not just musicals like La La Land or very niche projects. I mean, some of the best movies have been shot in LA, and that's something that's not happening. Like, maybe we should get a new Chinatown, not a new Chinatown in terms of a remake, but something along those lines, or a new, or not LA Noir, the one with, he's canceled now, but it's a noir film. Confidential. What's with Kevin
LA
Spacey?
Confidential.
Yeah, LA Confidential. Like, more films along those lines. I would like that for LA to keep growing, but I think again you have to foster that storytelling and those creatives. So it's
Yeah.
a it's a matter of writing for the city and fostering those creatives and empowering them to tell those stories. So yeah,
So yeah.
I was going to ask you. It's been a busy week. The Thunderbolts did not do okay in the box office, it seems. But what have you been watching?
Funny you mentioned that. I've been watching a couple stuff, some like local horror films that have popped up on Amazon and Disney, some low rent thrillers. One of them being, you know, the actor Bill Paxton from
He sounds.
Twister.
Yeah. Twister. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually directed a movie in the early 2000s called Frailty. It's a really, really twisty, good movie. It's about this father who ends up being the voice of God, and he has to kill certain demons with the help of his two young boys, with one of them obviously in shock and horror that he has to do this, not really believing his father. And I don't want to go into spoilers, but it's a really, really good movie that I highly recommend you seek out if you can.
Interesting. It's in Disney Plus.
Amazon Prime is where I found it, and I thought it was a very, very well done movie. And it was the only movie he ever directed, and I'm like, this guy should have done more. Like, this was fantastic. Like, some of the editing choices were cool, and I mean, he got great performances out of his young cast. Like, the two boys actually ended up playing in other movies at the time. Like, the younger one was the Peter Pan actor from 2003, and the older boy ended up being in the later two Spy Kids movies as one of the Giggles kids. So that was like really cool to see, and just kind of how they all connect in that way.
So was the boy the brother? From Haley Osment. Was it his brother?
Or you mean Emily Osment? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah. Okay, makes sense. That's interesting. Have you? I wanted to ask you. I have not watched it, but have you been watching Under? Apparently, it's really good.
Yes, oh yes, I've been very much watching Andor, and it's funny. I won't say this lightly, and I'll admit to when Rogue One came out in 2016, like almost a decade now, if you can believe it.
We were
I
still in
didn't.
film school.
Yeah, we were. That was like
Yeah.
the Star Wars movie to see in film school. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. I thought, well, I preferred Force Awakens because it just, to me, got me more excited for more Star Wars. And this felt like what Marvel was doing, just building stories. And it was another prequel. So I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm not really into it. But I did admire the filmmaking. It was definitely a grand spectacle with some of the angles. But after watching Andor, like season one and now bits of season two, I'm honestly kind of putting Rogue One in more of a higher recommendation, and it might end up being one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Like, as a grand finale, like from the story that Andor is telling, like being part one and two, and then Rogue One being like the grand finale. Like, it was building towards something, and now that I get what he's talking about in that movie. And I mean, that is pretty impressive for me to go back and change my opinion on something just because other media supported it. I think this is how people felt about the prequels when Clone Wars came out. And who knows, maybe we're finally going to get that something that will make the sequels tolerable. I doubt it, but no, this is easily the best thing that Disney has put out from Star Wars. Like, really professionally well done. Like, seriously, I definitely recommend you give it a watch when you have time.
So I was gonna ask you, have you seen season one and season two? Like, are you caught up to date?
Yep, I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up.
So for a newbie like myself, even though I'm a Star Wars fan, when season one came out, I was not that interested because I was like, well, I already know he's going to die. I mean, Cassian Andor, because he dies at the end of Rogue One, right?
Yeah,
Do you think it's worth watching season one, or like, can I start in season two?
you can start in season two, but I mean, it's like basically saying, yeah, you could watch episode three and not watch episode two and one. But I mean, if you want to get the full story or some context, it's welcome to watch it. And I mean, you'd
Okay.
be missing some character development on some people that don't appear in Rogue One. So I don't know. It's a double edged sword, really. Like, I want to say yes, but also no.
Because I was thinking about starting watching it because I've heard so many good comments of the most recent episodes. So I'm like, okay, it seems like people are liking it and it's very well received. And, I might give it a shot.
Yeah, no, I definitely recommend it. And I mean, it seems like Disney Plus is benefiting a lot for it. I can't say for certain if this is going to hold for future Star Wars projects, but we'll see, especially with the announcements that GTA 6 is going to be on May 26th, which is a couple days after The Mandalorian and Grogu come out. So I think more people are going to be wanting to play
Really?
Grand Theft Auto.
I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, that movie, when did the last season of Mandalorian came out?
2022, really?
And this is supposed to be like the last season, right? But in
Or
movie
the
form.
last thing? Yeah.
It's like it's too much time in between. I mean, I wish them the best. It's just I was curious with Andor. I've been watching Money Heist again, the Spanish show, La Casa
Oh,
de
cool.
Papel, on Netflix. I don't know. I tried to watch the last season of You, but I got bored. So I've been rewatching Money Heist, but I might watch Andor. Are you still watching The Last of Us?
And I haven't caught up to this week's episode apart from seeing images online and some quotes taken out of context from
Yeah.
Bella Ramsey. And yeah, just, I got nothing on that one. Just, well, HBO is digging themselves into a grave again. I mean, this is Game of Thrones season 8 all over again now.
It seems like it. I mean, it seems like the ratings are going down. They're even what I don't know if they're silencing critics because of what happened to the critical drinker, but I don't know. It's let's see how it ends the season. I still think the season is going to end very disappointingly, and so far Seattle Day One has been very boring, and I could say the changes they made from the game are not good changes, but I don't know. I guess the most painful episode has just watched, and I think at this point it's become mundane entertainment almost. But yeah, it's interesting, I guess. But summer is here.
It is. And let's talk about today's topic, which let's talk the summer movies that are coming, our summer TV shows, stuff that is going to be, our topics for the next few weeks. What do you want to start out with, first of all?
I guess. What are you most excited with? I mean, it seems like the summer season technically just started with Thunderbolts. That seemed to be underperforming, but
You say
what are you?
underperforming, but I think it's doing pretty well in general. Like them rebranding, I guess we could spoil it now to the new Avengers has helped its box office a little bit.
I mean, we kind of did spoil it. That was the title of the episode.
True, yeah, I guess we did.
But
Well, Disney spoiled it first, so
we actually spoiled it the right way because Avengers is trademarked, and we actually used the Z version, which is the Russian version. So we actually did the remarketing better.
yeah, we kind of did actually. That's funny. No, I think from me, what my most anticipated movie coming up, I think we talked about this for the last couple weeks, but is definitely the Lilo and Stitch remake, or at least the one I'm most curious to check out more than anything.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
For
I just
me, Universal spoiled the whole movie. Is How to Train Your Dragon.
well, yeah, it's ironic because they were made by the same guy and they're literally both remakes of different capacity. And I mean,
I
did
know.
Universal really spoil it, or did the director just look at his movie and said, "Yeah, I can do this in live action," and just did it
No,
again?
but have you not seen the most recent trailer?
Yeah, no, I have the IMAX one that came out.
Yeah, they literally spoil that he loses his leg almost.
Well, yeah, that's literally when they said it was just a remake of the first movie, that's what I expected. And even he said that I took the script, I took the frames from the original movie, and I just copied it and brought it into live action. So I'm literally not expecting anything more than a shot for shot live action remake from it. Will it be good? Probably, because it was a good story the first time, but is it really necessary? I don't know. And I don't know if Universal is
They
hiding
have
any
to.
surprises. Like they have to. They announced a
Because of
second movie, so
they have to because of Epic Universe.
oh, the Epic. Yeah, true. It's a pretty big brand for them.
That thing is in Epic Universe, so they have to tie it in, I suppose. Uh, but I mean, that's the one I'm the most excited for because I don't know. I love the OG. I'm curious to see how they can adapt the moments, and the fly sequence looks really cool. Like it
Oh
almost
yeah.
looks remade frame by frame, and Toothless looks good. I mean, uh, but it's just interesting the different marketing aspects of like how Disney is still trying to keep the plot of Lilo and Stitch under wraps, and Universal just made like a trailer that tells a whole story in like 2 minutes. I just think it's interesting from the marketing departments, but they're like, people have seen these, they're gonna come from the nostalgia. We're just gonna show that this is nostalgia, and they're gonna eat it.
Yeah, but I'll give Lilo and Stitch credit. There do appear to be some differences. Like it's not shot for shot. Like you look at what Jumba and Pleakley do. Like they're not having the disguises or human disguises. They have like that turn the device that turns them into actors. Whereas How to Train Your Dragon, I don't think I really have seen anything that's different.
No,
I've
it's
heard
not.
the same dialogue. I've heard the same musical score. I've seen the same shots side by side. So yeah, we'll see what they have coming up.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess another one that I'm really excited that I guess, are you guys having previews next week? Mission Impossible?
yes, we are. I'll be honest, I haven't really been following them very much. Like I don't have I seen Dead Reckoning when it was back known as Part One? No, but I did see the one before. I saw Fallout, and I've seen Rogue Nation, and I saw the first one. But I don't think I've seen Ghost Protocol. I don't think I've seen three. I don't think I've seen two. So, I mean, it's Tom Cruise doing what he does best with a lot of money at
Mm-hmm.
disposal for a studio that is hoping for success. Because I mean, I'm just looking at it right now. 400 million was the pricing tag on this movie.
Yeah,
So
they shot during COVID.
yeah, back to back, they did.
Yeah, but that was probably the worst. Well, at the time it seemed like the best decision, but it might not end up paying because that thing needs to make like 800 million to break even. Basically $1 billion to break even and get some. I don't know if they'll be able to do that, and I don't know. I think that's very interesting, but I'm excited for that one just because of the stunts, and I really appreciate Tom Cruise's commitment to the big screen. I suppose whether you like the movie or not, I think it's worth watching just because he genuinely supports theaters. I don't know if you saw today that he's touring Texas and going
Mhm.
to different theaters in Texas to hang out with people. I think that's admirable from A-lister in Hollywood, and I think that's good because it could bring people back into the theaters, and
Yeah.
ultimately that's what we want for theaters.
No, definitely. Yeah, and I think we'll have more movies too that I'll bring in. I think Ballerina might bring in a lot, and a desperate need win for Lionsgate, who have been struggling quite a bit lately. So, you know,
Do you
basically
think?
another John Wick.
I think that's in a very weird spot in the calendar because it's the beginning of June, right?
Yeah,
It could. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a difficult movie, but who knows? It could. It could not be. Well, I think it will be because it has Keanu Reeves, and he's probably gonna bring people back into the world of John Wick.
yeah. And I heard the director of the John Wick movies did do some uncredited work on it. he did reshoots to make the action more in line with the past films, and I think help the story out a little bit. So, I mean, we're probably going to get another really good action film that might be a one off. I don't expect this to have a sequel. I don't think Ana
It
de
has to
Armas
do
has a
incredibly
lot
well.
of. Yeah. Has she done a sequel that wasn't like she wasn't in the original film for? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. No, I mean, I don't think she's a major play when it comes to the box office. I mean, I would argue her biggest film is Knives Out.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I didn't even like her in that either. I thought she was the worst character. That was the big problem with that movie. They focused way too much on her when they had a more colorful cast of characters. So, I mean, I guess that was the point because, Ryan Johnson likes to subvert expectations, but rewatching Knives Out does not hold up, and nor does Glass Onion. I'm just telling you that right now. Like, these are one and done movies that Netflix really
Well,
should have not paid too much money for.
it was what's the name of the writer? She's British, but she also wrote, or is he a she? I don't even
Jane
know. But
Austen?
no, not Jane Austen, but the writer of the Murder in the Orient Express, the Whodunit. It's pretty much
Oh,
the same
Agatha
thing.
Christie. Agatha
Yeah,
Christie you're talking about. Why did I
yeah.
think Jane Austen?
I mean, she's also British. It
True.
makes sense. But I was saying that it's the same style of storytelling. So, you know,
Yeah, but
kind
the difference with those is she had interesting characters she was writing about, and they followed very much like a
yeah.
formula that you wanted to find out. Whereas with Johnson, he even has a new TV show with Natasha Lyon that came back recently. Oh god, Poker Face, and it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, you can watch one episode at a time, and like, what's the murder mystery? But he's so constantly just trying to subvert your expectations in your face that you just don't really care.
Do you think Elio will be a good Pixar film?
From the first teaser, I wasn't really into it, and I mean the fact they delayed it a year did concern me a bit. But the second trailer did warm me up when they introduced that other character, that little slug friend of his. I thought, oh, okay, this is a movie about friendship. It's not about some kid going into space. So yeah, I think this will be really good. I'm really excited to see it and what they have to bring. And I mean, it's the last original Pixar movie we're gonna get for a little bit, or because I
So,
mean,
who do you think takes the family cake? How to Train Your Dragon or Elio? I know they're not coming on the same weekend, but they're literally coming a week apart.
I
So they're
think
going to
how to
be
I think How to Train Your Dragon, just because I know Pixar got a lot of good graces back with Inside Out too. And sorry for interrupting, but yeah,
you're
I
good.
just think it's more familiar with audiences. So
So, who do you think is going to take the cake in June?
honestly, like How to Train Your Dragon for sure, but I think for the adults, 28 Years Later is a film that's definitely not one to be underestimated.
Shot in an iPhone.
Yep, and it reteams two people who have gone on to better success stories from like their early days.
Oh, you
Because
mean
Alex Garland
Garland and
and
Boyle?
Danny Boyle. Hmm.
I think the underrated one could be F1.
Yeah, yeah. Warner's putting a lot of marketing into that one, but I mean, they didn't foot the bill. It was Apple that did
Apple.
it.
I mean, it's directed by Joseph Kosinski, right? He directed Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yep, it reteams a
So,
lot of the same crew from that movie. So
so I think if he's able to tell a compelling story and the F1 action is shot well, I don't think it'll make a billion, but I think
no.
it could probably get to 500, a billion, half a billion. Sorry, I
Do
was
you
going
That's
crazy there.
okay. Do you remember in film school when our professor Jamie talked to us about the movie World War Z and how people were calling it before it came out a box office bomb because they had to reshoot the third act and they didn't think Brad Pitt was really a bankable star and it was just plagued with a lot of issues. but then surprise, surprise, it actually did end up turning a profit by the end of it because I mean, a lot of people turned up for it.
I mean, it was also released in the best time. Zombie movies were the thing.
True. I think this will be the same thing. I think Brad Pitt's not an actor to be really underestimated. So, no.
He's like a bankable star, but from like an old generation, I suppose. Like, I think that the film has to be good for him to sell tickets, if that makes sense, and be
No,
highly entertaining. But I think in this one, alongside with Mission Impossible, the filmmaking aspect will draw people in.
hmm
Just how they shoot the cars. I think one fun movie in June could be Megan 2.0.
Yeah, but I think they made a mistake releasing it in summer. This would have been a
February.
February.
Same thing as the first one, or was it February? It was earlier in the year. Like I think
Uh,
this should have been released April or something like that.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it seems to be ditching like the sci-fi or the horror aspect of the first movie. It's just going straight like Terminator 2, like, just gets rid of it, this genre, and just makes it a comedy, campy tone of everything. So,
I mean, it
like, I'm
seems like
excited for it.
they're following the footsteps of Chucky. Because
Yeah,
the first Chucky was supposed to be horror, but now it's super campy, and the guy literally murders the president in the TV show. So I guess it's just camp by now.
yeah.
But oh boy, that leads us to July.
I know those are when we have like the powerhouse hits. Like every week, I think we're getting like something new to watch. From the start, we've got Jurassic World Rebirth, which I mean, it's
The
gonna make
most
$1 billion. It's
you
gonna make a
think
billion. Oh yeah, I know. For some odd reason, and I'm still trying to piece it together. This is the one franchise that literally you can just do and you can regurgitate the same themes, the same like just oh yeah, look at dinosaurs, and people will go see it for some odd reason. And I mean, with this one, you have the original writer of the first movie coming back, David Coep, and they have Gareth Edwards from Rogue One, which we were talking about, and other like Godzilla and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just people are gonna turn out to it because they like dinosaurs for some reason.
and it has Scarlet Witch. It has Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. I mean, I am looking forward to that one, but how much can you do in that world? Like, I don't know. I sort of wish they connected the animated shows a little bit more to that one, but
Or
it is what
I don't
it
know,
is.
send them to space, have them cross over with Fast and Furious, like do something new. Like seriously, just get off islands. Like how many times have we gone like islands? Even the last had like a whole globetrotting adventure. So
Well, they end up in that ice facility in Italy, Dominion. That was most disappointed end to the to the trilogy. I swear to God, like they had so much potential and they created these locusts things, and oh my God, it was super disappointing and just embarrassing, disappointing. But hey, it made money. So superheroes. Okay, I'll ask a two-part question.
yeah.
Who are you most excited for? Superman, Fantastic Four, and who do you think will win the battle? DC or uh, Marvel?
Marvel. I really want Superman to succeed because for the viewers, I'm actually more a DC fan. I think James Gunn taking over the studio was probably the best thing that could have happened. I think the marketing is very similar to what they're doing with Barbie, just making it all about the iconicness of this character. Like when they do trailers, they don't show the title, they just show the logo because, yeah, people know who this character is. I love Fantastic Four too. I want to see them done right, but I mean, if we had to pick who was like the most iconic one, it would be Superman to me because both movies are very much similar in a way where they're taking place in futuristic, but set in like a era that's like a metropolis like era. Same, similar art direction, similar like sci-fi, fantasy themes, but I don't know. Superman just might have a little bit more of an edge to it, but that's like a close inch if I had to pick the two. I'm still excited for Fantastic Four and how it's going to set up its way to being part of Doomsday. So yeah, especially with how Thunderbolts teased it in the post credits.
I mean, I think I'm more excited for Fantastic Four. Not because I care about these Fantastic Four, I care about how they build it up to uh, Avengers Doomsday. I actually started reading Secret Wars in preparation.
Which one? The new one or the old one?
Jonathan Hickman, the new one.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good.
I mean, I have a feeling they're adapting that one, not the old one, right? For Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. I sort of feel they're adapting that one. That one sort of feels more like what they probably will do with the
Hmm.
battle world and everything. So I'm actually really looking forward to Doomsday, and I hope Marvel pays off the build up with Fantastic Four. I also think it's the film out of the two has the most pressure because if this film doesn't excite the fans, I think Avengers Doomsday is in a very high risk of not making a lot of money. But
Well,
we'll
I've said it to people. I definitely not the biggest. Like, I think the Fantastic Four have never gotten a definitive adaptation outside of the comics. Like, the most faithful one is The Incredibles because they just literally nailed like the tone, the dynamics, and everything. The fact they got their composer to do the Fantastic
Michael
Four theme,
Giacchino.
yes, is already a step in the right direction. And I mean, even like to the Superman's composer. Oh God, what's his name? He's already borrowing from the John Williams themes, so definitely they're taking the right steps, both of them.
To be fair, I don't even know if that's a decision made by James Gunn or the studio is forcing them to use the James Gunn, not the James Gunn, the John Williams theme. I guess it's like making Star Wars without the Star Wars theme. So I don't know. I think it's one of those things where, uh, you know, I sort of feel the studio is forcing them. I'm excited to see Superman, but I just hope the leaks are not true.
I stay away from that. A movie I'm not looking forward to seeing though is that Rihanna Smurf movie.
Oh boy, no, I mean that's for kids.
That can Smurf off. Just even when I saw the trailer, I'm like, I get what they're doing, but they're literally doing what that first live action movie did and just bring them into their world, interact with humans. I'm like, why are we doing this again? That makes no sense to me. And yeah, it looks more stylish, but why?
Yeah.
And then Sony is ripping off the Scream movies with the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, well, we'll see.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I mean, I know it's coming out, but I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, it's coming. It's the same weekend as the Smurfs. It's like that middle week, like where Fantastic Four, Superman, and
Oh, it's like
Jurassic
that
World are
truce week.
dominating. Yeah, that third week nobody cares about. They're like, oh yeah, this is a thing.
We forgot about to talk about Final Destiny. Yeah, it's Final Destiny, right? Coming out next
Oh, Final
weekend.
Destination. Yeah, that comes
Yeah,
out next week. I wanted to kind of make that our topic for next week, just like that
sure.
kind of horror stuff. Because no, I love those movies. I'm really excited. They filmed it in Vancouver, and I know a lot of people who worked on it and have some stories to share about it. So
Do you think we can have a guest?
I'll do my best. We'll try.
Okay, keep me posted so I can tease it in our socials. So make sure to follow us, guys.
One more too. Like, do we want to talk about August movies, or do we want to end it with Happy Gilmore 2 being for the July?
Oh, that's coming out in July.
Yes, yes, it
Is it
is.
confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed. July 25th. Same weekend as Fantastic Four, so you can watch Happy Gilmore 2 at home and then go to the theater to watch Fantastic Four.
Oh, I guess the list that I was looking in Rotten Tomatoes have that one. So I guess it's not that important for Rotten Tomatoes. I guess I was gonna say just on August. Do you think Freaky Friday will be good? The
Yeah,
sequel.
I love the original. I'm very, very excited that it's nice to see Lindsay Lohan again on the big
Getting her
screen.
comeback.
Oh yeah, me and my fiance, like we're going to like the nice VIP theater if it's playing there, just having a drink because no, I'm very, very excited. And I mean, we're getting also a new Naked Gun movie from Seth MacFarlane, so that'll be pretty funny.
That seems like one that I am. It's either a massive hit or a massive flop. Like that Freaky Friday movie. I don't know. It seems interesting, but I was like, do we really need a sequel? Like the trailer didn't stood up to me, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. I get it. And then, actually, one movie I'm really excited that would kind of shock you is one directed by Ethan Cohen. A trailer dropped this week. Honey Don't.
Is that the
Have you heard
Rock
of it?
movie? No. Is that the one with the Rock?
No, no, no. That's not the Rock movie. That comes later. It's about like this woman who's trying to solve crime, and Chris Evans plays like the pastor, and it's got Charlie Day as like this detective who keeps stumbling, and like Aubrey Plaza she teams up with Margaret Qualley's the star of it. Like I'm really excited.
Oh,
It's funny, like the old Cohen brother. I mean, it's one of the Cohens directing it, but I'm really excited to see this.
they're both really good. And The Conjuring, finally, it ends on September.
Oh, yes. I will say I'm those movies actually I can't stand watching in theaters because I'm not a big fan of James Wan's type of horror, except the original Saw. They're all the same. They're that stupid ghost
Well,
jump.
it's not even directed by him. I think the James Wan trilogy, because he directed the first three, I believe, or at least the first two,
The
they had
first,
some gravitas to it. I think after he left, they became more jump scare focused. So I don't know. I hopefully hope they ended in a nice way, but I'm sure with enough money they'll come back.
yeah. And then there's Zach Kreger's new movie, Weapons, a follow up to Barbarian. So
Oh, is that a sequel to Barbarian?
no, no, it's a follow up. It's like his second
Oh,
movie after he did Barbarian. So yeah, I'm really happy he's found his footing in horror. He
that's
did
a
this
horror
one.
movie, right?
Yeah, it's like the Pied Piper, but it's gonna be much weirder. And apparently, a fun fact: like this movie caused Jordan Peele to fire his management team because he was desperate to try and get this script, but he couldn't nail it. It went to James Wan instead. So he got so mad that he's like, "No, okay, I'm gonna just fire my team because you guys failed me."
And apparently it's with Pedro Pascal again.
Yeah, and who else is in this? Oh, Julia Garner. So it's a Fantastic Four reunion.
Reunion. Okay.
Oh wait,
Uh,
no, no, it's not Pedro Pascal. It's Josh Brolin. Pedro
no.
Pascal was going to star in it, but he had to
Oh, okay,
leave.
good. Good.
Yeah,
He's too overexposed by now. There's not going to be exposure left for him if he
yeah.
keeps exposing every frame of every movie.
We don't want people exposing themselves now.
Well, I think he's too overexposed this year.
Yeah, that's fair. Three more movies actually, or four. Sorry, there's so many. I'm just again looking at the Wikipedia page. The Toxic Avenger. That's definitely one I want to check out as like this weird unrated film from Trauma and Legendary. So
Mm.
very very excited for that. The Roses. It's another. It's like a remake of The War of the Roses. Have you seen that movie with Danny DeVito and Michael Douglas?
No, but I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for that one. I don't know. I've been kind of looking for other stuff that are a little bit more interesting to like see compared to like the comic stuff. Spike Lee has a new movie, Highest to Low. That's
Do
we'll
we know
see.
when Stranger Things is coming out?
Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out this year, right?
Yes,
They
I
haven't
think
announced it, right?
no, no, they have not.
I'm curious to see if Netflix is going to do a weekly release for that show.
They might. We'll see.
I mean,
They might just
it
do batch dump episodes.
It's their last time for them to milk the IP.
True.
I mean, after that show ends, what do they have left in
That's
their library?
that's valid.
So might as well, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then just the
so
last two movies before we talk about, we have a surprise at the end, folks, by the
for
way.
sure, yeah.
Is Bad Guys 2, which I'm
Mm,
very excited to see because I loved the first movie quite a bit.
I haven't seen the first one.
It's worth it. I think if you like that kind of Puss in Boots style with like a older kid Tarantino film, if that makes sense, then you'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is Nobody 2 with Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, that's the same studio that made John Wick, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, maybe another movie before the surprise. August 29th, Caught Stealing, the new Aronofsky movie.
yes,
With Austin
yes.
Butler, Vincent D'Onofrio. Seems like a cool film.
Yeah, but that's like later. That's like after the summer. So
That's
we'll
like
do a fall movie retrospect.
that's like a pre-Oscar movie, like before the
Sure.
Oscar season starts, which is interesting because I have a feeling Aronofsky usually premieres in Venice or something like that, which I guess he's not doing this now. We'll
No.
see. So
So
the
yeah,
surprise.
let's talk about it. Would you like to be the one to announce it?
No, you announce it.
All right. So we left out one movie that actually came is coming out in a couple weeks, but for some reason it's out early where Andres is in Mexico. He was able to see the new Karate Kid Legends movie. So you're hearing it first, his opinion on it and his thoughts before it's even released. Andres, what did you think of it?
Oh boy, the pressure is on. Wax on, wax off. Put the jacket on, put the jacket off. I think it's a very enjoyable movie. I really had a fun time. I kind of want to watch it again. I think what's the name of the kid? Ben Wong. He's really good in the role. Like I convinced myself that he's a new Karate Kid. However, if you're looking for a sequel to Cobra Kai, I think you'll be very disappointed. And it is not a sequel to Cobra Kai. However, I think it's a very enjoyable film, and as they tease in the trailers, they make the Kung Fu Karate Kid because both Sensei Han and Sensei Larusso are in the film, and it's interesting how they tie the roots of Mr. Miyagi even more because they actually show a scene from, I believe, Karate Kid 2 from that film. And that's how they managed to yet again change Mr. Miyagi's past. And like I said, I'm looking forward to the future of the franchise. And there is a Cobra Kai cameo. There is
Oh,
one
good.
Cobra Kai cameo. I won't say who it is, but that's why I'm saying it teases the future. I just hope that they get the creators from Cobra Kai to work on the franchise permanently. Because tonally, the reason I'm saying you'll be disappointed if you expect Cobra Kai is this is like night and day. The editing is so weird. Like at some point, it felt like a video game. Like they have like this animation where they're fighting. That's a fight. Like if this was a Mortal Kombat or something. But the story has a lot of heart, and it's in New York, even though it's not shot in New York, it's shot in Montreal. So I guess it's a Canadian movie, but overall, it has a lot of heart. And I was very entertained. And I think if you eat popcorn, you have fun, knowing what to expect, you'll enjoy it. I give it a 7 out of 10. That said, if you've seen the original, you probably know how it ends. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a spoiler, but it's better than the 2010 remake. And Jackie Chan gets more time to shine, and his chemistry with Ralph Macchio is really good. So watch it in 3 weeks. And you heard it here first in Below the Line.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I will definitely check it out. I have not seen it yet, but in a few weeks we will discuss about it. So I think
Yeah.
that's about it. We'll wrap tonight or today, whatever time you're watching this. Do you have anything else to say, or you're good?
No, I just hope that you guys support movie theaters this summer. I think the industry is really gathering a really good group of films. I love for all the genres from horror to kid stuff to remakes to nostalgia to action set pieces in Mission Impossible F1 to zombie movies with 28 years later. I just hope you guys go catch a movie or one or two, but please support the theaters because this summer is crucial for the theatrical experience to endure and survive further.
I agree. I agree.
So go watch movies, guys, because below the line people will thank you.
Yes, I agree. Well, thank you so much for saying that, and we'll chat again next week.
Do you want to sign us off, my friend?
Yes, you can follow us. I'm the Zach Houston on Instagram. He's Jaro2096.
You got it.
I always try all the time. And we are below the line underscore 2025. So give us a follow, subscribe to the Spotify, and yeah, keep following our socials for more updates and engagement. And as always, we look to improve and keep us posted on what you'd like to see.
And stay tuned for the potential guest surprise next week.
Oh, now the pressure's on me.
We'll keep surprises. I have a bunch of surprises for you as well, but I'm teasing you guys. So, you know, you have to subscribe, listen to us, because as you noticed today, sometimes we drop these surprises at the very end. We're testing you guys. We want to see how much you like us or not.
Either or, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Yeah, talk to you next week. Have a good one.
Bye bye, Zach.
Bye bye.